James Bond isn't just a character, he's a blueprint. Every suit, every watch, every small detail is deliberate. He knows how to walk into a room and own it without saying a word. That's not about spending a fortune on Savile Row suits or driving an Aston Martin. It's about understanding the principles that make a man look sharp, confident, and completely at ease in his clothes. Principles that work just as well in real life as they do on screen. And here's the truth. After 40, those principles matter more than ever. The fit, the fabrics, the way colors play together, they're what separate a man who just gets dressed from a man who dresses like a gentleman. Today, we're breaking down 10 style rules James Bond lives by, reimagined for the modern man over 40. No gimmicks, no overstyling, and no pretending you're on a movie set. Just real, timeless moves that will make you look sharper, feel more confident, and carry yourself like the most interesting man in any room. Chapter 1. Master the Connery Conduit cut suit. Most men over 40 make the mistake of chasing modern slim-fit suits that pull tight across the chest and create an unnatural, restrictive silhouette. They think fitted means tight, but that approach can make you look like you're squeezing into your son's clothes. The problem with overly slim suits is they fight your natural proportions instead of enhancing them. When you're over 40, your body has changed, and trying to force it into a skinny suit creates pulling, bunching, and an overall uncomfortable look that screams trying too hard. Bond understood this from day one. Sean Connery's suits in the early films followed what tailors call the conduit cut. Soft, natural shoulders that follow your frame, a full chest that gives you room to breathe and move, and a suppressed waist that creates shape without constriction. The trousers sat high on the waist, creating a longer leg line and better proportions. Here's how to get this right. Look for suits with soft shoulder construction, no heavy padding. The jacket should drape naturally from your shoulders with enough room in the chest to button comfortably without pulling. The waist should taper gently, not aggressively. Pair it with high-waisted trousers that sit at your natural waist, not your hips. This silhouette works because it's masculine without being forced. It gives you presence and authority while keeping you comfortable enough to move naturally. Two options that capture this timeless approach are the Suit Supply Washington cut in charcoal. It has that perfect balance of structure and ease. And the Samuelson Classic Fit suit for a more accessible option with the same principles. When you master the Connery cut, you're not just wearing a suit, you're wearing confidence. And at our age, that natural, unfussed elegance is exactly what sets a gentleman apart from someone just playing dress up. Chapter 2. Wear the tucked-in polo like a pro. Most men treat polos like weekend throw-ons, untucked, wrinkled, and paired with whatever jeans are clean. That might be fine for running errands, but it doesn't come close to the precision of Bond's off-duty style. The problem is that an untucked, slouchy polo kills your proportions. It makes the torso look shorter, adds bulk around the midsection, and reads as casual in the wrong way. Bond's version is deliberate, the tucked-in polo. The trick is in the fit. The shoulder seams should sit exactly on the edge of your shoulders, the sleeves should end mid-bicep and gently hug the arm, and the body should skim without clinging. The hem should hit right around the belt line so there's no excess fabric bunching when tucked. Pair it with tailored chinos or lightweight wool trousers for structure. Add a slim leather belt that matches your shoes, and finish with minimalist loafers or clean sneakers. It's an outfit that's comfortable but intentional, perfect for a warm evening dinner or a casual meeting. Two options that nail this look are the Sunspell Riviera Polo, which was actually worn by Daniel Craig in Casino Royale, and the Ralph Lauren Custom Slim Fit Polo for a slightly sportier edge with impeccable drape. Get this right, and you'll take a piece most men overlook and turn it into a signature move, one that says you understand casual elegance as well as any gentleman on screen. Chapter 3. Make earth tone knitwear your secret weapon. We've all seen that most men stick to black, navy, or gray for sweaters, unless they're swinging to the other extreme with loud, bright colors that overpower the rest of the outfit. Both approaches miss the quiet sophistication that Bond's knitwear choices often bring. So instead, look towards earth tones like olive green, rust, stone, and charcoal that have a natural depth, making them easy to pair and incredibly flattering on most skin tones. They also signal understated confidence. Instead of shouting for attention, they draw the eye in. The key is combining these tones with elevated fabrics. A merino wool crewneck in olive, a cashmere blend quarter zip in rust, or a cotton linen cardigan in stone can work in the office, at dinner, or layered under a jacket on the weekend. Bond's knitwear always fits close to the body without being tight, keeping the silhouette sharp while still allowing movement. Pair an earth tone sweater with tailored trousers and loafers for smart casual, or with dark denim and Chelsea boots for an evening look. Layering a lightweight blazer over the top adds another level of refinement without feeling forced. Some of my personal favorites for this look are the Saks 5th Merino crewneck in dark green, fine gauge, breathable, and built to last, and the Nordstrom cotton and cashmere quarter zip in ivory sand, which combines warmth with a sleek profile And yes, both of these are linked down in the description, so you can see exactly how these tones transform an outfit. When you bring earth tone knitwear into rotation, you add versatility, subtlety, and the kind of depth that separates an average outfit from a gentleman's wardrobe. Chapter 4. Go beyond denim with casual trousers. I see it all the time. Men defaulting to jeans for every casual setting. I get it, it's easy, it's familiar, and it feels safe. But the problem is, denim can only take you so far before it starts to look repetitive or underdressed. Even Bond doesn't rely on jeans as his go-to for off-duty style. Instead, step into the world of casual trousers and you immediately open up more refined, versatile options. Lightweight wool trousers have a natural drape that jeans can't match. Brushed cotton chinos give you structure with comfort. Even drawstring linen trousers, when tailored well, can look sharp enough for dinner but relaxed enough for a weekend walk. The fit is key, mid-rise, skimming the leg without clinging, and with a clean break at the shoe. And here's the thing, the colors you choose can set you apart instantly. Deep green, navy, or soft burgundy can feel fresh while still pairing easily with shirts, polos, and jackets you already own. One combination I wear often is a pair of navy rice slim-fit cotton chinos. Like the ones in the description with a tucked-in polo and loafers, it's comfortable but intentional. For warmer months, the Brunello Cucinelli linen drawstring trousers are perfect. They feel effortless but look incredibly put together. When you rotate in casual trousers beyond denim, you don't just change your outfit, you change how people see you. It's the difference between looking like you got dressed and looking like you thought about how you present yourself. Chapter 5. Add the subtle pocket square. A lot of guys think of pocket squares as something you just dust off for weddings, if ever. The rest of the time, that breast pocket stays empty, and that's a missed opportunity. A pocket square is one of those small details that says more than it should. In Bond's world, it's never flashy or oversized. It's quiet, deliberate, and perfectly placed. The kind of touch that makes you look like you know what you're doing without trying too hard. The mistake I see is either skipping it entirely or going too bold with giant prints, clashing colors, or folds so ornate they become the centerpiece. That's not what we're after here. So start with a plain white linen or cotton square. Fold it in a simple straight line so only a 1/4 inch peeks above the pocket. Once you've mastered that, you can bring in muted colors like dusty blue, soft gray, or rich burgundy, shades that complement your jacket instead of competing with it. One of my favorites is Todd Snyder's Italian white linen pocket square. It's crisp, timeless, and works with everything. For something with a hint of personality, the Turnbull and Acer burgundy linen square adds depth without shouting. It's a small move, but in the world of a gentleman's style, small moves add up. A well-chosen pocket square doesn't just finish the jacket, it finishes the man wearing it. Chapter 6. Master more strategic pattern play. Most men over 40 avoid patterns entirely, thinking they're too loud or too young for them. Or they go to the opposite extreme and wear busy prints that overwhelm their frame and make them look like they're trying to recapture their 20s. The problem with avoiding patterns completely is that you miss out on one of the most sophisticated ways to add visual interest to your wardrobe. And the problem with loud patterns is they become the star of the show instead of you. Neither approach captures the refined confidence you're after. Roger Moore understood this balance perfectly. His Bond wore patterns, but they were strategic. Subtle checks, understated stripes, and refined textures that added depth without shouting for attention. The key was scale and restraint. Here's how to get it right. Start with micro patterns that read as texture from a distance. Think fine window pane checks, pin dots, or hairline stripes. These patterns should be so subtle they almost disappear unless someone is standing close to you. The background and pattern colors should stay within the same tonal family. Navy with lighter navy, charcoal with soft gray. For shirts, a micro check in white and pale blue works under any solid jacket. For ties, a small geometric pattern in muted tones adds sophistication without competing with your suit. Even knitwear can work with subtle cable patterns or textured weaves that create visual interest through touch rather than color. The rule is simple, the pattern should enhance the garment, not define it. You want people to notice how sharp you look, not spend time trying to decode what you're wearing. Two pieces that capture this perfectly are the Keaton Micro Check dress shirt, refined enough for the office, interesting enough for dinner, and the Drake's wool tie in subtle paisley, which adds just enough personality without ever feeling loud. When you master strategic pattern play like Moore did, you add dimension to your style without sacrificing sophistication. And that's the mark of a man who knows that true elegance lies in the details most people never notice. Chapter 7. Refine your at-home. Look with Luxe Loungewear. I've honestly lost count of how many men dress well in public, but completely let things slide at home. Faded sweatpants, stretched out t-shirts, old gym hoodies. The thinking is, no one sees me, so why bother? But here's the thing, how you dress at home still affects how you feel, how you carry yourself, and the habits you reinforce. Bond doesn't switch off style just because he's off duty, and neither should you. Now that doesn't mean wearing a suit around the house. It means elevating comfort so it still looks and feels intentional. The fix is to swap the worn-out sweats for merino wool joggers, soft, breathable, and naturally wrinkle-resistant. Replace the old hoodie with a cashmere blend Henley or a lightweight cardigan. Keep the colors deep and muted so they feel cohesive and refined, even in a relaxed setting. My personal go-to? The Barefoot Dreams Fleece Track Pants. They feel incredible to wear, but they also hold their shape and won't have you rushing to change if someone stops by unexpectedly. When your at-home wardrobe looks and feels this good, it changes your mindset. You carry yourself better, even when it's just you and a cup of coffee. And that's the mark of a true gentleman. Not just dressing well for others, but dressing well for yourself. Chapter 8. Harness the quiet confidence of a quality leather belt. A lot of men treat belts like an afterthought, something purely functional, bought once and worn until it falls apart. The trouble is, a bad belt can quietly undermine the rest of your outfit. A cracked strap, a bulky buckle, or the wrong color can draw the eye for all the wrong reasons. Bond never overlooks accessories, and neither should you. A good belt doesn't announce itself. It blends seamlessly with the rest of the look while quietly elevating it. The key is quality and proportion. Look for full-grain leather that will age beautifully over time. The width should be around 1¼ inches, slim enough to feel refined, but substantial enough for everyday wear. Hardware should be simple, a polished brass or silver buckle, nothing oversized or overly ornate, and always coordinate with your shoes. If your belt is brown, your shoes should be in the same family of brown. If it's black, keep everything black. One I reach for often is the Anderson's woven leather belt, for a touch of texture without breaking the clean lines. For something classic and versatile, the Allen Edmonds Manistee dress belt is about as timeless as it gets. I've linked both down in the description so you can see how they work with a variety of outfits. When you upgrade your belt, you're sending a signal, not to the world, but to yourself, that every part of your outfit matters. And that's exactly the kind of attention to detail that separates a well-dressed man from a true gentleman. Chapter 9. Perfect the fit of your dress shirts. Nothing ruins a sharp outfit faster than a poorly fitting dress shirt. I've seen it over and over. Sleeves hanging halfway over the hands, collars collapsing under a jacket, waists ballooning out and bunching under a belt. Even the best suit or blazer can't hide these mistakes. Bond's shirts always look effortless because they're tailored to him, not pulled straight off a rack. The shoulders line up perfectly, the sleeves stop exactly at the wrist bone, and the torso follows the body's shape without pulling or billowing. The fix starts with paying attention to 3 key points: shoulders, sleeves, and waist. The shoulder seam should sit right at the edge of your shoulder, not before it, not past it. Sleeves should end cleanly at the wrist bone so they show just the right amount of cuff under a jacket. The waist should taper slightly so there's shape without feeling tight. If you can't find that fit off the rack, buy the closest option and take it to a tailor. It's one of the best clothing investments you can make, and the difference is instant. Some shirts that give you a strong starting point are the Helmut Lang cotton dress shirt. Crisp, timeless, and perfect under any suit. And the Eaton Slim Fit Signature Twill for a slightly more modern profile. When your shirts fit like they were made for you, everything else you wear falls into place. And that's when you start dressing like a gentleman, not just wearing clothes. Chapter 10. Invest in a timeless watch. These days, I see a lot of men either skipping a watch entirely or treating it like a throwaway accessory. Smartwatches, oversized fashion watches, or clunky digital pieces might tell the time, but they rarely tell the right story about the man wearing them. Bond's watches, from the Rolex Submariner to the Omega Seamaster, are never loud or oversized. They're precise, proportional, and designed to last decades. A watch like that isn't just functional, it's a statement of refinement and reliability. The mistake is thinking you need a huge collection. You don't. You need 1 or 2 pieces that work in every setting. For most men, that means a classic dial between 38 and 42 millimeters, a clean face without too much clutter, and either a leather strap or a well-made steel bracelet. The proportions should match your wrist, and if it wears you instead of the other way around, it's the wrong watch. A great all-rounder is the Unimatic U3 Classic Chrono I left in the description. It's elegant enough for a suit, rugged enough for the weekend. If you prefer something dressier, the Jaeger-LeCoultre Master Control Date is understated, slim, and timeless. A watch like this becomes part of your identity. You don't just put it on, you carry it with you through years of moments and milestones. And every time you check the time, you're reminded that real style isn't about excess. It's about making deliberate, lasting choices. James Bond's style has never been about the specific suit, watch, or jacket. It's about precision, intention, and the way each element works together to create a complete picture. You don't need a tuxedo in every color or an Aston Martin in the driveway to capture that same presence. You just need to apply the principles we've talked about today, mastering monochromatic looks, refining fit, elevating casual pieces, and paying attention to the details most men ignore. When you do, your wardrobe stops being a random collection of clothes and becomes a toolkit. Every piece has a purpose, every choice works for you, and getting dressed becomes less about what should I wear and more about what story am I telling today. The real difference happens over time. These habits, from the way your shirts fit to the way you choose your watch, start to feel second nature. You'll notice it in how people respond to you, but more importantly, you'll notice it in how you carry yourself. That's the essence of dressing like a gentleman after 40. It's not about playing a character. It's about becoming the kind of man whose presence speaks before he does.